Manuscripts allow you to educate yourself during the adventure. At the start of each quest, you can choose what to read and gain permanent skill points. Find your manuscripts by using the inventory tab in the menu.
Let's look inside the bag. A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder.
Examine the food.
Some fruit, a piece of bacon, and some bread. The fruit's still firm. The bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days, and if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days. Shit, those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. A piece of soap, some oils, and her powder puff. What does all this mean?
Means you know way too much about your mom. Examine the powder.
Bottom of the bag is covered in black powder.
Examine a rusty key.
An iron key completely rusted.
Take it.
You never know. It might be useful. I hope Mother wasn't counting on it.
I'm gonna leave the bag.
Right, that's enough.
In case she's actually using it for
better
food.
leave her bag here. If she hid all this, it's because she thought she might need it later.
Yep.
Crying out loud. Why did you hide supplies in the middle of nowhere, Mother? I don't know what's going on here, but you obviously feel like you're in danger.
For crying out loud, that's the same time you use that expression twice in a minute. For crying out loud.
Locked. I'll never get it open barehanded.
What about the key? Boop.
There we are.
Yeah. Ha, what's up, an illusionist? One sec, dudes. Alright. Share stream.
This looks like a pistol case, but it's empty. I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least now you're armed. Just like in my vision. And none of it's telling me anything useful. This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels. Uh-huh. What have we here? It's cannon powder. It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. So, let's go through this. My mother's been hiding...
You just found an amber fragment. Each time you pick up 4 of them, you can increase your maximum effort points by 1. Ah, great.
Amber crystals.
Oh, no! He was totally saying... He was, like, recouping everything. Oh, okay. So, note to self. Whenever he's talking, don't do anything else until he's done. Okay. Thankfully, I think it was just summarizing everything we've already found, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Sorry about that. Co-fail. One quick look. How do I use a royal jelly? I like that. Boop. Okay, cool. All right, dudes. I think we're ready to keep moving. Can't go down there. Already looked through the letters. All right. Let's go. Ooh.
Latin inscription. En nessis, mi fili quantilia produncia mundus ergatur.
Oh. Good. That means, oh no, my fillet. How will I quantify the butter that I murdered to regale it? I mean, that's an easy translation. I don't know why we needed to know anything about that. Yeah, I know Latin.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop? Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking
hey,
for
bud.
you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
During a confrontation, you have to go through several steps while being as persuasive as possible. Confrontations have consequences on the rest of the story, so don't hesitate to use your skills. Each confrontation displays an interface showing how much the person you are talking to is convinced.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow, then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Dude, the palm of his hand is tattooed.
Where did you find it?
I found out
Ow.
not everything, I guess.
I'm not sure if I understand.
Few people know about the legend.
Pardon?
You don't know the truth, though.
Unfortunately, no.
It's too late now.
The finest minds of the century were present. If I'm not
Oh,
If you know my mother, you will understand that I cannot answer you, Your Eminence. I'm sorry, but...
Do not worry, my son. I perfectly understand, and I expected nothing less from you. Discretion and secrecy are both pillars of the organizations for which we work. You are the worthy son of Sarah.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Only you know that, Your Eminence. If you're asking me if you can trust me, or if I can keep a secret, I would answer yes, absolutely.
I understand.
In truth, it all depends on the nature of the contents of your letter.
It is a list of names.
This list must be of extreme importance.
Ah, if only you knew. It's a list of people that your mother must help. Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
For the last step of the confrontation, you must convince the person you are talking to by giving a positive answer. If you give a bad answer, the step will repeat itself until you either give a right one or you have no blunders left. The last step of a confrontation will repeat itself if you fail. Promise! I don't believe in his god. Okay, no worries.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur de Ricci. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Many clues and items are hidden. Some of them will have an impact on your adventure, so do not hesitate to look for them. Okay. Go to the group near the chimney, so we will do everything but that for now. Where's my manuscripts? Do I have to... Oh, I don't do this yet. Okay, cool.
Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this. Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall. Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbed. Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
Devil's Thorn grants you the exalted state. You temporarily see the immunities and vulnerabilities affecting a dialogue choice in a conversation. Whoa. Okay.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it. Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
I feel like I need a flashlight.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch. A biography of the great men.
What are you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Take the book.
Nothing strange about that.
Let him live out the rest of his days in peace.
If I can help you in
Okay. So before we talk with these people, there's the priest, the girl, and someone we haven't met yet. The only thing we know for sure is the girl is immune to logic. And we know that Giuseppe is vulnerable to questioning, so to keep that in mind. We can't use any logic stuff against Emily Hillsborough. Okay. Yes,
I
yes.
thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
Oh,
It's
my
the least
Lord.
one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Richer. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Riche's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand
Oh,
rightly,
my.
Monsieur de Richer, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man from my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host.
Oh, God, I
Lord
forgot how he
Mortimer.
looked.
He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother, But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Let's see what Washington has to say. Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Cool.
Oui, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
Says the guy wearing the
If I
giant
can
golden
help
medallion.
in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the Order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
Oh my. When did you see her last?
When did you last speak to her?
Philadelphia, 15 years ago. Sarah often went back and forth
15
between France and the
years.
United States.
Yes, I remember those days. I didn't see her too often. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about? When she came to the US, did you exchange ideas about the Golden Order?
Exactly. What's more, she was essential in helping set up the American branch of the Order. I would never have become its leader without her help. We are a new country. And to achieve our democratic ideals, we need to count on discrete powers such as our organization.
And the Illuminati.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
I wonder if Mother is still on the island. Could she not have taken a boat and left?
I don't see how. No vessel can moor closer than 200 yards. Not to mention the permanent presence of staff and servants. There is one strange thing, I grant you. This island is barely the size of Delaware, and despite that, no one has been able to locate your mother.
So my mother still must be on the island. But I did find a book that belongs to my mother.
Where did you find it?
That's what worries me. I found it hidden on the wharf.
Do you think she was preparing to discreetly leave?
I don't know.
An extremely likely proposition.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Hole, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Washington looks surprised, but Holmes doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
It's probably all
On
the
that
powder.
note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Fragrat says, we try to end this chapter like the one you did a long time ago or not? Well, when I played this before, we did it two completely different ways. So there's no, like, main ending. What I'm doing this time is I'm just doing it however it comes to me.
Gentlemen, I bid
And we're
you
just going to go
all
where it
good
goes.
night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room? Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Y'all want to go in and say what's up? Maybe my boy Yo Dog is here. Yoink. All right, so this room is Emily's, right?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
So we're gonna go around until we get back to that area. Make sure we got all the goods.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Monsieur Jacques Perreux.
Jacques Perreux. My face cam covers my bars? Yeah, it does. But all that is like effort points and stuff. It's not too important. I'll keep you guys posted on that.
Decorum guide.
Ooh. Golden elixir cures all your negative alterations.
Golden elixir.
Co plays walking sims? I do, but this isn't really a walking sim. This is much more of like an investigation mystery game. Yeah, that being said, I'll always play a good walking sim if it's interesting. What's up here? Oh, we can't go. Okay. Okay.
Monsieur Johann van Volner.
Volna. Nice. Don't know what these coins are for, but we're going to keep getting them. I think it said earlier, but I don't remember what it said. Hey, what's up, Rastaman? Hey, Lore Master. I do play games. Yes. I'm known to play many a game, actually. Have I looked into Kenshi? Yes, Kenshi is on the list. I definitely want to check out more of Kenshi. Or, I should say, Kenshi for the first time. I've never played it yet. Hey, DJ TYS, what's up, bud? Okay. Whose room is is this?